Welcome back. 88 Fitness Live every Sunday, 12 Eastern Time. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're talking about creatine. Is it really the magic pill everybody's looking for muscle size and strength? We're going to get into it. We've done creatine before, so it's going to be a refresher, but there's a whole lot of new info out. Thanks for the suggestion for the supplement review, whoever it was, I can't remember, but we're doing creatine today. But first,
update. All right, we have one really big update for you guys, and James and I are really excited. We promised you guys if you helped us get to 10,000 subscribers, we would turn on memberships. So this Black Friday, we are going to launch memberships.
Hey.
Yeah, so we're super excited about this. Memberships will include custom emojis for you guys to use in all of your comments.
Fantastic.
Early access to videos, members only videos, and tons of behind the scenes content that no one else is going to see anywhere.
Outstanding.
So definitely be on the lookout for those memberships to launch, and we will go through everything next Sunday for you on what all that entails.
All right.
Yeah.
Kylie's on. Welcome back, Kylie. All right. Anybody on Instagram, reminder, if you want comments to get answered, you got to jump on YouTube. We can't keep up with both. But if you're watching from Instagram and you're commenting and you want to answer, go over to YouTube and comment on YouTube.
Yeah.
Maui's back. Welcome back,
Maui.
After a 2-month break, I started using it again to get a boost for my workouts. Hey, welcome back, Maui.
And Maui, let me ask this. Why did you stop? I'd be curious to hear about that. So, but yeah, what other updates? How did the cut go? James is getting ready for a ski trip, so he was trying to lean out a little bit. So tell everyone how that's going.
It's going very well. Down 3 pounds this week.
Nice.
Yeah, going to keep the macros and calories the same again for another week. Keep losing, hopefully.
Yeah, and I was about the same, pretty much maintained, which is good. 1,900 calories seems to be my maintain. I'm going to stay there until Thanksgiving and do a little refeed. So yeah, pretty happy with how the reverse diet has gone all of these several months. So
Dave and Buster's back. Welcome back, Dave.
All right. So yeah, today we're going to go through creatine, and it's one of the most researched supplements ever. But there's actually a few new findings that are coming in related to brain health, mood, women's health, as well as aging and bone density. So we're pretty excited to share some of that initial research coming back today. And of course, we're going to cover all of the basics. So if you haven't seen our other live on creatine, we're going to go through some of that foundational information for you today on why everyone should be using creatine. So yeah, I think it's really exciting topic for sure.
Maui's tuning in from Finland. It's 7 p.m. in Finland. 7-hour difference from here. Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. As always, we're here for you guys. So even though our topic is creatine today, you can fire away. I know one of our subscribers had some questions on our tricep video this past week. So, and if you missed it, definitely go back and check it out. We have launched a hypertrophy series, and we're showing you the most effective exercises to build muscle. So this past week, we had the tricep one on there. I thought it was a pretty interesting one on which exercises we liked or not. So maybe some healthy debate during this live today on what you guys thought about that. So yeah. All right. You ready to get into creatine then?
Let's do it. I see all the waves on Instagram. I appreciate you all. Once again, if you want to comment, you want to answer from your comment, you got to go to YouTube.
Yeah.
We can't keep up with them both. Native Greg's back. Welcome back, Native Greg. Good morning. I'm at the hospital with my new addition to the family.
Aww.
Knox is his name. Congrats, Native Greg.
I love that. I love that name.
Another grandbaby. Fantastic, my man.
We're just hoping for our first one. Come on now, Kylie. Come on. You're our last hope.
Yes. I'm ready.
All right. So what is creatine? First and foremost, creatine is naturally found in the body, right? It's actually formed from 3 amino acids, arginine, glycine, and how do you say that?
Methylene.
Yeah. Can't pronounce, can't talk this morning. It's still early. So that's one thing just to point out, because a lot of people are like, I don't want to supplement with creatine. Like it might cause all these issues, which we're going to talk through the health side of creatine. But I just want to point out that it's a naturally occurring compound that your body makes from 3 amino acids.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing, right?
Native Grits number 8, grandchild number 8. That's fantastic. Caesar, welcome back. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, good
Danique,
morning.
welcome back, Danique. Good morning, good morning.
So yeah, you know, when it comes to creatine, it's produced mainly in the liver and the kidneys, and then it's transported to the muscles as well as your brain. And you are able to make creatine just from the food that you're eating. So mainly that's going to be like your red meat, your seafood, and animal products.
Yes, and this is hilarious because, I mean, it doesn't happen too much anymore, but when creatine first came out, people are going, you're not natural if you take creatine. Well, it's naturally occurring in your body. Your body produces it naturally. How are you no longer natural if you take creatine? If any of you experience that, let me know. I mean, I used to get it a lot back in the day. I don't get it anymore, but
yeah, creatine is kind of interesting. The first time it was really used for athletic performance was actually in the 1970s, but it didn't become popular stateside here probably until the 90s. I think it was actually the 1992 Olympics, from what I was researching, where athletes started taking it after that time period. So it's been around for a long time now and is definitely one of the most researched supplements. But what's interesting to me is the new angle that they're looking at it, a lot of the cognitive and brain functions, which we'll get into a little later today. All right, we have some folks on here that like the pec poppin' videos you've been posting.
We'll put another one out possibly.
That's always fun for me to film. I'm like, you're doing it wrong. I need more left pec poppin'.
Big T's on. Welcome back, Big T. Good morning.
So yeah, so mostly you're able to produce the creatine because of your diet. So most people are getting probably 1 to 2 grams a day from what they eat. One thing to caveat is that, you know, if you are a vegan or vegetarian, you're going to get substantially less because of what we said, right? Like you're mainly getting the creatine from the red meat and the animal products as well as the seafood. So something to keep in mind. Now, creatine, your muscles kind of act like the storage tank for the creatine. So about 95% of that creatine is stored in your skeletal muscle, and it's stored as phosphocreatine, and the remaining 5% actually goes to your brain. So,
imagine that.
Yeah.
Native Grit, always buy creatine monohydrate, Pure. Fantastic, brother. You know, study after study after study, they've done on creatine, and not one of them's beating creatine monohydrate.
Yep.
Still.
And it's the cheapest to buy.
The original, cheapest kind is still works as good as all the other fancy ones they tried to come out with.
Yeah. So when it comes to creatine, we got to talk a little bit about like the body's primary energy currency when it comes to like trying to contract your muscles, and that's ATP. So your muscles can only store enough ATP for about 1 to 3 seconds of all out grit effort, right? And so after that point, it needs to produce more ATP to keep firing off your muscles at that rapid rate. So your creatine stored in your muscles, and then it's converted to use as energy. So hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if James can explain it in a less scientific way, but
it gives you more energy, yo. Big T, I'm watching you live as I'm training Exile. All right, T, get some, baby. Exile is like the closest hardcore gym to us. I haven't been there yet, but I want to so bad.
Yeah,
check it out.
It's a great one.
Fallen Angel, what's up? Welcome back. And Maui's hitting monohydrate as well. Fantastic.
So in terms of, you know, your heavy lifts, like heavy squats, deadlifts, sprints, jumps, anything that's going to be like an explosive exercise that's done like, you know, 15 seconds or less, you're going to start burning through those creatine stores. And then, you know, if your stores are full, Well, that means you're going to last longer. You're going to have higher quality sets. If you start to run out of creatine and there's no store from it to pull from, that's when you're going to start to
bunk out.
Yep, you're going to bunk out. You're not going to hit your rep range. You're going to feel very fatigued, very exhausted. So yeah, the more creatine means the more ATP, which means the more reps. It means better set, to set recovery in between. And it's going to mean a higher weekly volume output. And remember, we said, like, in order to grow our muscles, we need to do adequate volume. So if you just can't do it because you're fizzling out, that's a problem.
Fallen Angel, yo, about creatine. My doctor told me I should stop taking it because I'm not hydrating enough. Why wouldn't he tell you to drink more water? Fallen Angel, that would be my first question. I can drink more water. If you're telling me I can't take it because I'm not drinking more water, well, that's just wrong.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a little bit about that because some of that's just a little bit of a misnomer.
Native Grid already said it. Drink more water. Todd Johnson, good morning. Hey, welcome back, Todd. Glad you can make it. You guys been looking forward to this show all week. Outstanding, my man.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and thank you, Caesar. And good topic from Maui. Yep, everybody wants to hear about creatine.
So, and I have this conversation a lot because a lot of my athletes, when they come to me, aren't taking creatine, right? But what you have to realize is that most people can only fill their creatine stores by 60 to 80% naturally, like through their diet, right? So that's where the supplementation comes in. We're able to fill in that missing, 20% or so. So it's not a magic pill. James will tell you about every supplement, but it's going to give you that little 20 to 30% additional performance that you wouldn't otherwise be able to achieve naturally.
Yeah. If it is the closest thing you're going to find to the magic pill, in my opinion, as far as supplements go, it is the closest thing you're going to find to magic pill. There's so many benefits that come along with creatine. It's not even funny, man.
Right. So that might only be one extra rep, but definitely better performance overall across multiple sets.
Big T started putting in 3 grams of L-citrulline in my pre-workout. Noticed the veins start popping during the workout. Fantastic. Did you get that from Dave and Buster, T?
Yeah.
Good stuff, buddy.
Yeah. I think most people right away notice better recovery between a lot of their explosive work. They're able to reset and go again, whereas before they would just peter out and say, I got to go home for the day. I can't operate like that. And I think it's just really effective, especially when you're focused on progressive overloading. And you guys are 88ers, so you're definitely focused on progressive overloading. Now, a lot of people come to us and they say, I'm scared to take creatine because of the potential safety implications. We're here to kind of level set. Creatine's not going to cause any type of kidney damage, especially for someone that has healthy kidneys. Now, if that's not you and you have some kind of condition there or liver condition, by all means, have that conversation with your doctor, right? Like, it's not a one-size-fits-all thing, but for adults with healthy kidneys, healthy liver, this is not an issue. It's one of the most studied things out there.
And let's back up a little bit. And I'm kind of talking to Fallen Angel right now. Doctors don't really know anything about creatine. They aren't taught it. They aren't read it. They know it's amino acid, but I guarantee you, me and Camille know more than doctors know about creatine. So even if they heard, oh, you're not drinking enough water, it's going to be bad for you, it's not necessarily true. Trust me on that. Do your own research if you don't believe me. It's out there, and I guarantee your doctor has not read it. So keep that in mind whenever you get advice from a doctor about a supplement, general health. I'm going to quote Dana White. If you need an antibiotic or a surgery, go to the doctor. If it's general health, go somewhere else because they have no idea. All they're taught is to script you a pill. All right, Angel Vega, welcome back, Angel. What brand of creatine do you prefer taking? Well, I happen to have it right here. Optimum Nutrition creatine is what we take. It's monohydrate. It's pretty cheap, but
yeah, one of my clients just brought me this GNC Pro Creatine Monohydrate. She literally brought it to me today. Thank you, Mary. So I haven't tried it yet, so I'm eager to see if there's a difference, I feel like, between the brands. So we'll see.
There shouldn't be, but if there is, somebody's doing better than the
And
other.
let me see that. I am so happy that Optimum Nutrition finally updated their packaging, you guys. Up until now, it always had this like narrow mouth to it. So when you're trying to get your 5-gram scoop out of it, you're like, I can't even get to the bottom. So not an issue anymore. It's got the wide mouth on it. So, and it's really inexpensive. Like this is a pretty large canister of it and it lasts us quite a long time. We both take a lot of it.
I think that's $18. I think. Big T, why was there the myth you had to load on water when you took creatine, or was this only when you would load up on creatine than a normal dose of 5 grams? If you are hydrated like you should be, you're drinking at least a gallon a day like you should be, you're covered. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so
there's plenty of water. It'll move the creatine. It'll move every other amino acid. It's fine.
I mean, there's a little bit of a misnomer that creatine can cause dehydration and muscle cramps, but you got to realize that most of the research show that creatine actually causes more intramuscle water, right? Like it's filling in those muscles with the water. So on a muscle level, like they're not dehydrated, at least because they're drawing that water to them.
Yeah.
So as long as you're overall drinking enough water, it's not an issue.
Not at all.
Another concern, I just had a female client bring this one up this past week, was on hair loss and, you know, whether or not creatine use would lead to hair loss. There is, you know, one small study that we could find that suggested that it might raise your DHT, but long term, you know, research just doesn't support it, you guys. So unless, you know, you're already having that, you know, hair loss to begin with, it's not going to compound that and add in addition to.
I mean, we said it in the beginning, but I'm going to say it again. This is the most tested supplement in history. They've done more tests on creatine than any other supplement there is, and still have not found a negative side effect, all right? So keep that in mind as well. Angel, even if you're not taking creatine, you should drink plenty of water. Yes. You should. Shouldn't be an issue because you should be drinking plenty of water.
I think we've done entire lives before on drinking water and how essential that is to trying to build muscle and recover and just have good general health.
Everybody talks about protein. I'm going to quote Mike Mensa right now. Everybody talks about protein. Your muscles are only 25% protein. They're 75% water, y'all. Why isn't everybody saying drink water? Because your muscles are 75% water. Well, you're going to pee it out. Just like too much protein, you're going to poo it out. But nobody says that because I can sell you the protein.
Right.
All right, Dave and Buster. A lot of people confuse creatine with creatinine. I'm probably not saying that right. Creatinine is a measurement of kidney function.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yep. So we kind of started talking about that. There's different kinds of creatine. There's monohydrate, again, gold standard. It's the most researched. In our opinion, the most effective too, if you look at some of that research, and it's the cheapest that you can buy. Now, this is where some of the debate comes in. You know, in general, people will tell you 3 to 5 gram dose, but James and I have been experimenting recently with a lot higher. I've been doing 10 grams a day, and I think you just started broaching 20 grams a day.
Yep.
And a lot of the research that we're seeing coming back is saying that there might actually be some cognitive benefits to dosing at the 20 gram range. So this is all kind of new, uncharted research. But yes, I can definitely tell a difference between when I was dosing at 5 grams and 10 grams, just in like performance rep to rep.
Gotcha. Maui, sorry for the late reply. I was on vacation for 2 weeks and didn't take any. And when I got back home, I wanted to see how my training was going. I noticed a big difference, so I started using it again. That's fantastic. You noticed that your performance went down without it. I would definitely put it back in, babe. That's good stuff.
Another type of creatine that you can find out there is the HCl version. It's a little more soluble. So if you take monohydrate and you're like, I'm having GI issues, I just can't handle this, a lot of people will try the HCl and it might be a little easier on your stomach, but there's no proven advantage for muscle or strength over the monohydrate. So I would only do the HCl if you're having GI issues and it prevents you from taking it at all. And then there's other forms. There are lesser known forms. There's, it might be more so like a marketing hype or something like that.
Yes.
But yeah, there's not a lot of research on the other kinds like the buffered creatine or the nitrate version of creatine. So just keep that in mind. If someone's trying to sell you another version that's not monohydrate and they're claiming these wild benefits, their research isn't going to support it. So
no, and you're going to pay a lot more for the same product or something inferior, right?
Right.
Todd Johnson, Brother James, is 5 grams still your go-to? Yes, but I'm doing 5 grams 4 times a day. So I'm up to 20 grams a day right now. That is we haven't got to it yet, but there's a neurological response when you take 20 grams. I believe we're going to get to that here in a minute. Just take that. Creatine keeps water in the muscles. Yes. But this might not be suitable if you're trying to cut down for a show. Also, creatine apparently isn't effective for 25% of those who take it.
Yeah, we'll cover that too.
So, Miss Tactic, it does put water in your muscles. Yes. When you're doing a show, you want water in your muscles.
Yeah, we want to be pumped up.
You don't want water in your skin. So there's a way to manipulate sodium and potassium to get the water into your muscle cells so you don't have to stop taking creatine.
Yeah, in fact, I don't think I've ever pulled creatine out of any of my clients' regimen. So we roll it all the way up, including show day. Yep,
me too. And I've competed. I took creatine the day of the show, the morning of the show.
Danique's on here. Danique, did you pull creatine out? I'm curious. All right. Did we read all the comments? There we go.
Sharif, hey, I started taking creatine for 3 days for maintenance days. When do I see the performance peaks? I don't know if anything's going to work in 3 days.
Yeah, you got to consistently take it for a while.
What did you do to check your performance in these 3 days? Angel, does creatine dissolve completely? No, mine's gritty as can be.
I don't notice it though, especially that Optimum Nutrition brand. Other brands I feel like are more gritty than that one. I think that one dissolves pretty good.
All right, Dave and Buster, I noticed I gained 2 pounds of water weight when I started taking it. That's pretty typical.
Yeah, it's pretty typical.
That means you can lift more because your muscles can create more hydraulic pressure. Yeah.
That's a good way of thinking about it.
Yeah, indeed. And the bigger and heavier you are, the more leverage you have. So again, you can lift more. Danique, no, I never did. I just play with my electrolytes. There you go, baby. Big T, I'm currently using high quality creatine monohydrate gummy. Only since they're more convenient. Fantastic, T. Is it working for you?
Yeah, I haven't experimented with the creatine gummies. Has anyone else on here tried the creatine gummies? And if so, what brand?
Yeah.
Be curious.
Native Grit, thoughts on taking it with juice? Native Grit, you're old school, baby. I can tell by that question. So that was back in the 90s. They preached you take your creatine with sugar, and another way to take it with sugar is with juice. And the sugar would help push it into your cells.
It caused an insulin spike and all that.
Yeah, but it's a myth. They stopped doing it. They came out and said you don't even need to do that. As long as you take it every 24 hours, it's going to be in your system. It's going to be in your muscles. You don't have to take it with sugar. You don't have to take it with juice. If you remember the old Cell Tech, big 5-gallon jug was basically sugar.
Dextrose.
With a little bit of creatine mixed in there. But they were selling you sugar. And yes, of course, I bought it back when I didn't know any better. And it didn't work any better than any of the other ones either. So
I'll tell you, the older I get, I just don't want to be creating insulin spikes either, right? Like the risk of diabetes and other things are very real. So it's just not needed. So.
Yep. Sharif, can we take creatine at any time? Yes, as long as you take it every 24 hours, it's in your system for 24 hours.
Yeah. So you got to take it consistently, though. You definitely wouldn't want to be cycling on and off day to day with the creatine. Like once you start it, you want to stay on it if you can.
Yeah. If you miss your 24-hour window, then it's not going to be in your system for that 24 hours. And then you take it the next day, it's going to be 24 hours. You better take it again the following day, the following day, the following day.
Exactly. Kind of like Maui said, sometimes James and I, if we're on vacation, depends on where we're going. Sometimes we bring the creatine and we'll keep taking it. Other times we'll kind of cycle off of all of our supplements. It just really depends what type of vacation it is for us on whether or not we bring it.
Yeah, if I leave the country, I pretty much don't take any supplements because I don't know what the rules and the laws.
You guys,
I don't even want to mess with it.
Not only that, if you put this in your carry-on,
they
are going to pull you aside, open the lid. They're going to swab it, make sure it's not anthrax. Like So make sure, one, you give yourself lots of time to get through security checkpoint, because they're definitely going to look at this. So if you are going to bring it, and check a bag and just put it in your checked bag and leave it in its proper container. Yep. That's another tip for you guys.
Don't put it in a baggie.
We've learned the hard way, you guys. They're like, what the heck is this bag of powder? And we're like, I swear they're just supplements. Look at us, So, but yeah.
Sharif, is nitric oxide a good supplement? That's an old one. I mean, I haven't seen nitric oxide in a long time. So right now, that's arginine, basically. So citrulline and arginine swell your veins. I would say yes, it is a good supplement, but I haven't seen the actual nitric oxide in a very long time. But arginine and citrulline, I would absolutely not guarantee, but put in the list.
Yeah. All right. So just to recap to this point, our body naturally produces creatine, right? It forms it from 3 amino acids, so it's naturally occurring compound in your body. We also pointed out, however, your body can't produce enough of it for the athletic performance that we need, right? So you're going to have to supplement to get that other 20% that's missing in order for you to have improvements in your rep ranges, your rest time sets between sets, your recovery, all that good stuff we just talked about. So, practical takeaway, most lifters should, plan on taking creatine and just stick with the monohydrate. We talked about the other kinds. Unless you have GI issues, monohydrate's where it's at.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Dave and Buster, creatine has a loading phase. The dose you take today is the creatine you must use a week later. It's 24 hours. Yep. Maui, and do not put in a plastic bag. Airport, yes, you're in trouble. Yeah, white powder in a plastic bag is not good at airport.
There's actually all sorts of things you can't take through. Like, they'll look at you if you take a candle through. I didn't even know that either until recently. But yeah, all sorts of things they don't like, that kind of stuff.
Never. Aileen, hey guys, welcome back, Aileen. Glad you made it. Big T, L-citrulline will also help with muscle fatigue and help with recovery. Yes, it will.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to help stimulate your fast twitch muscle fibers, creatine. If you want, greater cell swelling, creatine, right? These are all signals for hypertrophy. So we definitely want the creatine. And overall, if you want more total training volume per week, you're going to want the creatine, right? And I've definitely been around lifting for a long time. So I remember years of not taking creatine. And yeah, you were beat up for a really long time. Like, that's maybe where I noticed it the most, is just the ability to recover faster. Even clients, we had this year, I think it was 2023, we had like 8 athletes doing a bodybuilding show, and half of them were on creatine, the other half weren't. And after weeks of them doing partner training, it was like, hey, I really think you should look into doing the creatine. And just like that, like, they're able to keep up with their peers. So I actually saw a noticeable difference in that batch of clients that we had.
Yeah, I told a story, I had a client a long time ago, started taking creatine, and it was literally 3 workouts later, he got 3 extra reps, and he said it on the third. Oh, that's the creatine. I can feel it kicking in. I can feel it. I was like, good. Hey, fantastic. You can't argue with the 3 extra reps. So
yeah.
Miss Tactic, I've read creatine is not suitable for children and youth. Do you agree? Oh, man.
There's no research that supports that.
I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't give my children creatine per se, but there's not any research that says that it's damaging for them.
Has there been a study with children?
Yeah, there is a study with children. I think we
smokes.
covered this in our longer creatine video a couple years ago.
Then just citrulline. I don't know what that means. What do you mean, Dad?
Yeah, I don't know what that means either. But yeah, I mean, again, I would just let kids be kids. Make sure you're feeding them good, healthy diets, keeping them hydrated. Now, if they're like really into sports, they're playing football, their things, depending on their age, maybe that's something to look into. Definitely talk with your family doctor and all that first. But yeah, overall, I think creatine's been studied pretty broadly across the bat at all age ranges.
Once again, it's a naturally occurring substance, so it's already in your children's body, just not at 20 grams, right?
Right. Right. But they do show that like the main benefits to creatine are going to be for an older population and aging population as well. And we're going to get into some of that in a second here. In terms of loading and dosage, again, 20 grams a day, we're seeing a lot more studies come back that are showing that that's the optimal range. So if you're still at the 5-gram dosage and you've been there for a while, go ahead and start experimenting. Go to 10 grams and see if you literally notice a difference in your performance. In terms of like loading, sometimes the bottles will say start at like 20 grams a day for 5 to 7 days. There's no need to do that. Go ahead and do whatever is going to be your maintenance dose. Any thoughts on that?
As long as you're taking it every day, 5 to 20 grams. If you're feeling 5 grams, I wouldn't up it. But if you're taking 5 grams consistently, I would go all the way up to 20.
Yeah.
We mentioned earlier, I've been taking creatine for many, many years. I'm upping my dose to 20. I can actually feel it now. I didn't feel anything at 5 grams, to be honest with you. I feel fuller, I feel bigger, I feel stronger now at 20 grams.
Right.
And it's literally just starting. Where I went, 30 years at 5 grams where it just was nothing.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about the timing. Creatine's not really like a timing related supplement. It's more on a saturation level. So as long as you're taking it daily, keep taking it daily. So, you can really saturate yourself with that so your body has it readily available. I personally like putting it in my pre-workout. So before I work out, I'll put, my 5 grams in there. And then after, when I'm done, if I'm doing a post-workout shake, I'll do another 5 grams. If not, I'll put my second dose in my EAA stack or shake later.
Yep. Maui, yes, boomers, I'm in that class. I think I am too, actually. Aileen, you'll know if you take too much. Toilet breaks.
Yes, you will.
Your body will let you know you don't need that much. You're going to go eject it, right?
Yeah. That's another reason to do away with the loading phase, right? Like if you're trying to load and you're like, oh my God, I keep having to go to the bathroom, just go back to the maintenance dose and do that every day instead.
Yep. Angel, no matter what you take, you can't build a good body with a bad diet.
Well said. Yeah, 100%. It's not magic.
There is no magic and there is no shortcuts. Even this beautiful supplement creatine, you still have to eat right. You still have to work out hard. You still have to progressively overload. It's not going to work if you don't. Native Grit, I got to go. Take care. Have a blessed day.
You too. Congrats again on the grandbaby number 8.
Yes, fantastic, Native Grit. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Appreciate you, and congrats, man.
Yeah, so like we said, the only reasons I would be cautious here with the creatine is if someone has a known kidney disease, right? They're maybe pregnant or breastfeeding, or they have some type of medical condition. This is when just go ahead and talk to your doctor about it before you start dosing.
I'm not sure you should take any supplements while you're pregnant or have kidney disease,
Exactly. All right. So this is the fun part of the content for today. It's some of the newer frontiers and research that's coming out about creatine. And so, we definitely took a look at some of the newer PubMed articles from 2024 and 2025. And so they're coming back with a lot of newer research on the cognitive benefits to creatine. And so we're definitely not going to be experts in this realm. We mostly have studied the athletic performance side of it. But I'm just excited to where this might actually go.
Miss Tactic, this is a good question. Is it all right to take the 20 grams at once or avoid wasting it in the bathroom by taking smaller doses throughout the day? Great question. Mm-hmm. I'm currently taking 10 grams 2 different times, first thing in the morning and at lunch. I did that because I didn't want to do the 20 grams right at once, right off the bat, because I was afraid it might have some GI issues.
Yes, that would be a very expensive bathroom break.
Yeah. So great question, Miss Tactic. I would split it up if you can. If you can't, then suck it up, do it at one dose. But if you can split it up, absolutely split it up.
Yeah. So remember in the beginning of the video, you guys, I said that your muscles kind of use 95% of that creatine and your brain gets the other 5%. Well, there's newer research coming back and they're talking about something that's called the muscle brain axis, right? So basically they're showing that creatine not only influences the muscle and the brain energy systems, but the brain actually uses creatine during like mental load. So the more you're kind of doing like a highly demanding mental activity, it's using that brain creatine. And so this is showing, the research is showing that creatine actually helps with mental endurance, decision making under fatigue, which who doesn't have to do that? Like, talk about anyone that's got a high stress job and you're making decisions all the time and you're worn out. Like, that's important. And it also shows that it helps with any type of central fatigue resistance. So this is new information. Like, it's really showing that, you know, brain resilience is a factor with creatine dosing.
Yes, and that's wonderful for people with mental jobs, but who cares? Let's get back to fitness, right? You are in contest prep. You are beat down. You are fatigued. That 20 grams of creatine is going to help your brain function because, believe me, you're going to be tired and you're going to be foggy. You're going to need that creatine to help keep you sharp, right? All right, Todd Johnson, Brother James, should I go up to 10 grams and how should I break it up? I always put 5 grams in my pre-workout. Fantastic. Yes, I would go to 10 grams and just put it in your post-workout.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, Todd. It seems to be fine. I haven't had any GI issues going to 10 grams. Feels good.
190 Pi 22. Thanks for tuning in. Will it spike blood test? And if so, how many days should I lay off prior to a physical? Creatine will show up on your blood test. Yes, it will. But it doesn't make you fail anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that would be concerning. A doctor might ask you to say, hey, I use creatine and that's not an issue.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Every test I get back, they're like, your creatine levels are high. And I say, yeah, I supplement with creatine. And they say, oh, okay, no problem. So it will come up, but you're not going to lose your job or you're not breaking a law or anything. And
I forget which one it was. Maybe Dave and Buster said that there's 2 different things on the blood test and people confuse that with actual creatine. It's not creatine. It is kidney function, how hydrated you are that shows up like that. So there might be some confusion there.
Miss Technic, this is why I was thinking creatine may not be good for youth because all the studying and physical activity they participate in. This is why I was. Might be good.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Again, I just rather let kids be kids, feed them good, keep them hydrated, keep them physically active.
Well said.
Right?
I mean,
like, use your potential first and what your body provides.
How old are the kids? Because if they're teenagers, absolutely, they can take creatine. It's fine. If they're, 4 or 5 years old, like Camille said, let them be kids, man. Let them play with stuffed animals, whatever they're going to do. But you talk about teenager in sports, et cetera, it'd be fun.
Yeah. So think about it. Like, if there's the potential for creatine to kind of enhance brain function, one of the things that excites me about that from an athletic standpoint is that motor control. Right? So your motor neurons are firing off like this when you're asking to recruit different muscle fibers. So if you can send that signal up and down your spinal cord faster because of creatine, well then heck yeah, that means I'm going to bring even more power to my deadlift, my squat, all of that. I'm able to recruit more muscle fibers faster. So I'm applying more load to them.
I missed what you just said. Say that again.
I said, it's showing, some of that research is showing that it improves motor control. So your ability to fire off those motor neurons from the brain to activate your muscles faster. And that's huge. That's huge when it comes to your big compound lifts.
Did you all hear that? It makes your nervous system work more efficiently. You're going to fire your nervous system to your muscular system even better. Man, talk about mind to muscle connection. It is right from your nervous system to your muscles. Come on, baby. you can get a more efficient fire off your nervous system too, your muscular system, man. You're right off the bat starting off fantastically.
Yeah, I mean, remember what we said. The number one principle to hypertrophy was mechanical tension. So if I'm doing that heavy squat and I'm able to recruit more fibers faster, I'm able to apply more mechanical tension to them.
Yeah.
So that is huge, you guys. That is huge.
That's why a lot of the studies, everybody weights go up. They get stronger because the nerve system is recruiting more muscle fibers faster, and it makes you work more efficiently. Fantastic stuff. That is new to me, and I am very excited about that.
So yeah, a lot of more research has to be done, obviously, for that specific adaptation and the use of creatine. But I'm excited that they just realized that they need to do more research on it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Big T. Do think pre-workout supplements that contain creatine in the ingredients, it's a waste since it's only 2.5 to 3 grams. Big T, that's a good quote. And we checked our pre-workouts.
Yes, we've got like, what, 6 of them in our cabinet?
Only one has creatine in it.
Can you guys guess which one it was?
And it has 5 grams. T, it doesn't have 2.5. It's got 5 grams.
It was the no explode, in case we left you hanging there.
I was going to wait for some answers, but okay. No, the old school no explode is the only pre-workout we currently have that has creatine in it. So make sure you look at your pre-workout. If it's got 5 grams, you only have to take 15 more, right?
Right.
If it's missing, doesn't have any creatine, then you got to take the 20, right? All right, Angel Vega, James, 26 reps, 220 and 5. That's pretty impressive. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it was the creatine. I was impressed. I was filming that, you guys. I'm like, dang, he's still going? Like, this is insane.
Yeah, it's been a very, very, very long time since I've done that, but I think I got that right around that the last time I did it as well. Big time, baby. All right, Aileen, they can't guarantee 5 grams per scoop.
That makes a lot of sense.
There it is. Well said, Aileen. And once again, Dave and Buster does his own, so he can guarantee 5 grams a scoop. Not a bad idea. Fazan, opinions on peptids. Man, I got to do some research.
I know. That's one area, like our weak point. We don't do a lot of research on peptids.
Yeah, I'm pretty ignorant when it comes to peptids. You know, I know what they are. I've heard of them. You know, there's buzz around. They're still not illegal right now. So a lot of people are taking them. They are banned in the natural leagues, so you can't take them and compete naturally. But I got to start doing research. That's coming up too much. We need to do a live on peptids. That'll force me to do the research, right?
Right.
The growth hormone and what's the other one? IGF are the only ones that I'm slightly familiar with. And again, I don't even know enough to tell you anything about them. So
it's a good question, though.
It is a good question, and it keeps coming up, and it's a hot spot right now because, like I said, they're not illegal yet, and I think every high school kid on the planet is taking them. So we'll see what happens. But we need to get spun up because we're behind. We're behind on that one. Sorry, we can't give you a better answer, but we're going to work on that.
Yeah. So another second kind of interesting thing that they're starting to do more research on the creatine use is the cognitive enhancement. So in this recent PubMed article we were reading, it says they're starting to see some evidence that it helps with short-term memory as well as reasoning and executive function of the brain. So that's huge, especially like we were saying earlier, when your brain is stressed, it's overtaxed, like, you know, you're going to start to see like sleep deprivation issues. So the creatine would help with that. If you have heavy workload, creatine is going to help with that. And they're even showing like emotional stress, the creatine has a positive impact on that, as well as dieting. So these are all things where it's very interesting. They've been researching in the 10 to 20 grams a day range to see how that improves things. So yeah, I think that's really interesting research, and time will tell kind of what happens with that.
Yes, and once again, it helps you think better. It helps you with a mental job, but who cares? You're going to be tired when you're working out. It's going to help you focus more on your workout. The more brain power you have, the more you can focus. Remember, body always follows your brain.
Right.
So if you can picture it, you can focus it, you're going to achieve it, right? The creatine will help you do that. Plus, if you have a mentally tough job, blah, blah, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hassan, do we need creatine? Did we already get it from red meat? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but I believe you need 8 pounds of red meat to get 5 grams of creatine. Are you eating 5 pounds of red meat every single day, Hassan? No, you are not.
Yeah,
Neither am I.
We talked about in the beginning, you're only getting 1 to 2 grams of creatine from the food
diet
that you're eating. So
Yep.
you definitely need to supplement with the rest.
Yep. All right. Dave Buster helps with Alzheimer's. Yes, the new study's coming out. It helps with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and another nervous system disease as well.
Yeah, Huntington's disease, which is Parkinson's is really near and dear to my heart. For those that don't know, my sister has Parkinson's. She ended up getting diagnosed with early onset Parkinson's in her 40s, which is pretty catastrophic when you're that age. So I'm really excited about this new research and how that may help her as she continues to age with the disease. So,
Hassan, why most of the times I feel bloated after take creatine? I don't know.
I think, people that have GI issues maybe experience that a little bit. It's not uncommon. I've heard clients say that as well. It usually subsides though after a few days to a week. So if that's still going on, well, then maybe look at your dosage and how much you're taking, or maybe experiment with the HCl creatine that we were talking about versus the monohydrate. But great question.
Yeah, good question. That is the one over the years. That is the one complaint I have gotten from clients is they feel bloated from it, but it's rare. It's rare. And like Camille said, if you keep taking it after about a week, it goes away.
Yeah.
Subsides. All right. Aileen, can we bake with creatine? Protein pancakes.
I have no idea. I'm not going to try that.
Honestly, I don't know. I know you have to drink it within 10 minutes of putting it in your water or it starts to break down in the water.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So if you can bake it or not, we'll have to find out. Todd Johnson, Brother James, at 50 grams, can creatine make me invincible? If it can, I'm going to start taking 50 grams. I'll tell you that. Hassan, does creatine helps with cramps? 2 days ago, I did some heavy chest and back. Now I feel soreness all around upper body. All right, you should feel soreness, but cramps are something you shouldn't really be feeling too much
So
of.
creatine would help with cramps and dehydration because remember I said earlier, it's drawing water into that muscle. And so that's going to prevent cramps and things like that. So definitely creatine would help, not hurt in terms of muscular cramps.
Yeah, and don't get confused with soreness and cramps. They're two totally different things. And creatine is going to help both of them, actually.
Yeah. So for all my females watching today, there's some newer research showing women-specific benefits for using creatine. So creatine can be useful for women during low estrogen phases. So maybe that's during your normal kind of PMS cycle, or maybe you're in perimenopause or even menopause. It can be helpful there. But it's going to help with, like we've been talking about, the fatigue, mood stability, cognitive clarity. Like brain fog is a very real thing with the perimenopause. So it can help there, as well as bone density. So yeah, creatine may help preserve bones, especially during weight loss or aging.
Hassan, did you hear that? That's his next question.
Yes.
How do we increase bone density? Creatine will do it. You also have calcium, vitamin D, and allegedly, if you lift heavy, it will help with your bone density. However, I think you need to do that when you're young. Don't start lifting heavy when you're in your 50s and 60s thinking it's going to increase bone density. I think you missed your window.
Yeah, so the creatine works through reducing bone breakdown rather than increasing like bone formation. So that's how the creatine's helping.
Maori, the price of creatine, question mark, in Finland is 300 grams, is 9.90 euros. I have no idea what that is, Maui. Is that a lot? I don't know. So we get this, how many grams? Does it say it on there?
I mean, it should. Yeah, I don't know.
120 times 5.
Huh? I zoned out. I'm sorry. I was reading Dave and Buster's comment there. It's got 120 servings. So there's over 500 grams at least.
Yeah.
I can't do math in public, but there's over 500 grams.
Over 500 grams for $18. It's cheap. Oh, there we go. Very cheap.
Yeah.
So in Europe, it's cheap as well. It's a cheap supplement, and it's the best one out there, yeah.
Yeah.
Dave and Buster, cramps are caused by not taking enough water and electrolytes. That is correct. If you have a shortage of electrolytes or water, you're going to cramp up. Make sure you're covered. All right, Hassan, does semen retention or ejaculation have any negative effects on muscle building? I have no idea.
Yeah, I think you've asked that before, and I don't know.
No, you know what?
Yeah.
There is studies on that because, you know, everybody remembers the Rocky movie. You can't go to your girl's house. It makes you weak before the fight, right? Well, that's been debunked. Actually, it causes a testosterone boost.
I can see that.
After you, you know, you're with your lady friend, you actually get a window, 2 or 3 hour of testosterone boost. So it'd be a good idea actually to go ahead and do it before you go to the gym and then hit that 2 to 3 hour boost while you're testosterone.
I don't know, you guys. I don't know.
But
I'm not sure gym performance is going to be better.
Aileen, I got it in bulk in Canada. Nice. If you can get it in bulk, it's usually cheaper. That is a good way to do it. And online is always cheaper than getting it at the store because you cut the middleman out.
Yeah. All right, you guys. So those are some of the new things kind of coming back. Like I said, for me personally, I'm very interested in the motor neuron research.
Me too.
So I really hope they keep studying that. I'd like to see a lot more research in that area.
Just think about the effects of that. If you can get a stronger nervous system fire into your muscular system.
I mean, and all around general health, it's good too. So definitely. Let's talk a little bit about non-responders, right? Like we had a couple people on here that just say like creatine doesn't work for them. So there is about 20 to 25% of people where they naturally have very high creatine stores, like higher than a regular person.
That was Miss Tectic, I believe, that said that earlier.
Yeah. So for those individuals, yes, if they're supplementing with creatine, they may not notice a huge performance boost.
Miss Tactics on the day after Valentine's Day is the best day, gym day for men.
That's right. Go PR on your bench.
It's good for old people like James and I. I like it. How do I reduce mucus in the winter? Whenever I eat carbs and fats, I get irritation. You might have to be allergic.
Yeah.
We did allergy tests, and Camille's actually allergic to a lot of carbs.
Yeah, like almond based things, I guess. And yeah, this happens to me a lot. Me and my daughter call it like the carbies, where like all of a sudden you're eating something high in carbs and you're like, I can't breathe out of my nose anymore. So it's interesting. So for me, it's not like a time of year or mucus related. It's just an allergy.
Yeah. Milk will create a lot of mucus. Yes, it will if you're drinking milk.
Yeah. So with the non-responders, you know, some people actually have fewer fast twitch muscle fibers than others. So it can't like improve the benefits of that. So that's something to think about. And then others have very low like creatine transporter activities, right? So we're kind of down on like the basic, you know, body structure, you know, aspect of it where they just don't have that ability. So in terms of what does a non-responder do to fix this, you know, they could try taking the creatine with a protein or a carb source. They could try splitting the dosage up and then increase, right? So maybe they try a higher dosage.
I mean, if they're blessed with enough creatine in their system without taking any,
They might not need it.
They don't need it. You can stack a bunch on top, you're just going to expel it because your body's already producing enough. You don't need it. The blessed 20, 25%. Man, I wish I was in there with you.
Yeah, but if it's more so like ability of your body's having a hard time picking it up, yeah, maybe working on taking it with the food or splitting the dosage up so you have more of it readily available. And then again, if it's a GI issue, why the person's not taking it, try the HCl, like we keep saying.
Yeah. What's your views on taking carbs during workout? So I'm going to quote Lee Haney. If you eat anything when you work out, your digestive system's going to start working and it's going to start drawing blood into your digestive system. You don't want blood in your digestive system. You want it in your muscles while you're working out. And to me, the carb drinks during work, that's all hype so I can sell you something. It's BS. This is just my opinion. It's complete BS. Eat your carbs before you work out. Eat your carbs after you work out. You're not so carb depleted that you need a stinking carb drink in the middle of your workout. Get out of here with that. That's complete waste of money, complete BS. And once again, you want the blood in your muscles. You don't want it in your digestive system, right? All right, Hassan, how do we know what type of muscles are in chest or arms, fast twitch or slow? As I've seen different races have different genetics, like Asians, South Africans, Africans. Everybody's different. Every single person is different. You can have two people of the same race. They're still going to be different. It's just genetic makeup.
Well, and not only that, through athletic training, you can change some of your type 1 fibers to type 2. Yeah. In fact, I think a really great topic for next time would be conversations on regional hypertrophy and whether or not you can do that. And then I'll cover kind of what types of fibers in general most people have in what area.
Still don't want to do peptides, huh?
I still don't want to do peptides. I need like a class for that, you guys, like a formal class to teach me that. So yeah, I mean, hopefully we've answered a lot of questions for you guys on the creatine. You know, we talked a little bit about, can teens take creatine? In general, yes, but definitely consult, you know, with your family doctor on that before doing that. We talked about using creatine during cutting or getting ready for a show. So we talked about what happens when you miss days and does timing matter. We went through the full gambit for you guys. So hopefully that answers most of your questions.
Yeah. All right, Hassan, what's sleeping build? Everything, brother. You break down in the gym, you're building the rest of the time outside of the gym, and sleep helps with rest and recovery more than anything else.
Yeah. I mean, I've noticed a big difference the last show. Like the days where I was like up and couldn't sleep and I weighed in the next morning, it was never great. Like the days where I got that full 8 hours of sleep, those were my good weigh-in days. And I definitely wore my watch. You can ask James, like every night to track it. So it was an interesting kind of connection there when I was cutting for the show.
Sleep is makes a huge difference, even if you're not working out. I mean, generally in life, you're only going to go a couple days with no good sleep before it starts taking a toll. And if you're working out, you need that sleep to recover, right?
Yeah.
All right, Aileen, I find people use genetics as an excuse, like small calves. I see that all the time.
I see that too.
Genetically, I just can't build my chest. Well, what are you doing? How long you been trying? Oh, you've been working out for 2 weeks? Okay, well, you can't use genetics as an excuse. You've only been working out for 2 weeks. But yeah, I mean, people look for excuses, and that's an easy one to fly. Hey, my dad doesn't have calves. Well, did your dad ever work out calves? No, he didn't. Well, maybe if he worked them out, he might have had some calves, right?
That's fine.
All right. Hey, Todd, Brother James, does creatine have any specific benefits for boxers and MMA fighters? Yes.
Yes.
The explosive power and the way to regenerate it quickly. So pow, pow, pow. You're going to be able to do that much faster, more explosively. Excuse me. Hassan, why some people are so ripped while others work out 6 days a week and still don't have those cuts? Most likely their diet.
Yeah, I was going to say diet.
But there are, genetically very skinny people who have a very hard time putting on weight. And if they start putting on muscle, they get ripped real quick. Real quick, because they're already super, super lean. Genetically, they can't put on weight, but then they put on just a little bit of muscle, and you're going, holy smokes, dude.
Yeah.
You went from a pencil neck to rip. Took a couple months, but man, good on you.
Right.
But most likely it's diet.
Yeah.
Angel, keep lifting, keep living, keep laughing. Angel. Thanks for tuning in, Angel. Appreciate you, brother. Aileen, you guys try that recipe for lamb chop yet?
Yeah, we got to catch them on sale, and then we'll get them.
It's a weird week. We have Thanksgiving here in the United States this week, so meal prep's kind of weird. My daughter's leaving Tuesday, so we're having a dinner on Monday night. So again, it's a weird week, Aileen. As far as meal prep goes, it's a weird week. Hassan, your take on Ronnie Coleman training. I've seen his tapes. He did sets 20, 15, 12 pyramiding and said he's always done that heavyweight with high reps. Haven't seen that. I saw him do the front squat for 2 reps.
Yeah, I've never seen him do, or at least they don't show videos readily of him doing high reps.
Yep. How do you solve skinny fat bodies? Like any workout, diet instruction is different than others. Not really.
No.
Just hard work and a disciplined diet. You will eventually get rid of your skinny fat and be ripped.
It's always a consistency thing. Like you're doing it week after week after week, even when it's no longer fun. That's what it usually takes to get ripped.
Yeah, and once again, you know, I had person after person after person after 3 weeks say, "Hey, this isn't working." And I'm going, dude, it's 3 weeks. You haven't even done anything in 3 weeks. Good on you. You made it consistently for 3 weeks. But that you got to put 3 years in. I mean, get out of here. You want to be a Ronnie Coleman in 3 weeks. It's not going to happen. You know, if you watch my bench press video, it took me 3 years to go from one rep at 225 pounds to 10 reps. 3 years, y'all. Not 3 weeks. 3 years.
Yeah.
So come at me with the 3 weeks, and I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Go out there somewhere. You know, come see me when you're 3 years.
And I see questions over there on Instagram, so pop over on our YouTube and type them in there, and we'll answer them for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Danique, this might be off topic. Any thoughts on liquid glycerol?
I don't have any experience there, so I don't know.
What is it?
Yeah, I don't know. All right.
Google it.
Yeah.
Is there anything like nucleus overload? Back in the 80s, Albert Beckles used to do 3 sets of biceps every single day. I don't think so. I don't think there's any research on it. C.T. Fletcher did the same thing, actually. If you're familiar with C.T. Fletcher, he said, I want big arms, so I'm going to the gym every day, and I'm training arms every day.
Looks like it's just a pump supplement to kind of like pull water and whatnot into the muscles.
Interesting.
No, I don't have any. Never seen it. I've never seen it, Danique. Do you use a certain brand? Or do you know of someone using it?
Yeah, unfortunately, Danique, this is the first time I'm hearing about it, so I'm unfamiliar with it.
Yeah.
Miss Tactic, I was skinny fat all my life. I started more structured training regimen and ate better, and years later I look bigger and leaner. Fantastic, baby. This stuff isn't rocket science. The hard part is to stay consistent and to do it for years on end. If you do everything right and you stay consistent, it will eventually work. But once again, we're talking 3 years. We're not talking 3 weeks. And so many people just put 3 weeks in and get frustrated. Well, I'm still skinny fat and I just killed these 3 weeks. Kill 3 years if you really want to change your body, right?
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, I appreciate tuning in today. If today's live helped you understand creatine a little better, definitely hit like and share it with one of your lifting buddies. And a huge thanks to everyone for spending your Sunday with us. We really appreciate it, especially on these longer format educational videos. Be on the lookout for more hypertrophy related content this week. And remember, we're going to launch memberships this Friday on Black Friday. So more access to content, more access to us, as well as behind the scenes things. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But yeah, we love you guys. Stay strong, stay consistent, and we will definitely see you guys all next Sunday. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.